Oh my god, look at all the DLCs. Oh my god. Oh, yep, gotta move on to the next step. Oh my god. It was older now, ain't it? Today was the very last day of summer. Tomorrow you were heading to class. Your feelings were muddled. You were excited to go back, anxiety gnawed at your stomach. It was a bummer. I think we are excited to go back to school. Though summer had been fun, you had taken your fill, and now you were longing for fresh excitement. A new school year was full of potential. You got dressed, not what? Oh, envisioning? That don't look like what? I don't know. I don't know. Pronounce that word, and I'm not even gonna try, beats. Okay, but contemplate on what lay ahead of you tomorrow. Life was sure going to be different. You had come to think of the summer vacation as the norm, but school stretched out for the majority of the year, whereas the summer vacation was just a break. Ooh. So rather than it being different, it was kind of a return to the normal. What did your normal life really mean? You consider how fondly your moms talked about their summer vacation as kids. You dimly recognize that one year, the pattern of school and summer itself would be over for good. It was hard to imagine. Oh my god, how old are we now? You gotten distracted, one arm still out of a sleeve. You pulled it through and put your minds back to the present. The season had been brought about plenty of changes of its own, like Kyra's visit, though. That too was coming to an end today. You were finally happy, you got a chance to know her, you had become extremely fond of her. You didn't really like her, your mind wasn't made up how you felt about her. Yeah, my mind still isn't made up. You didn't care one way or another. I mean, she was alright, but yeah, my mind wasn't made up. Some of her mannerisms grated on you, but you liked other things. It was hard to come to a conclusion. You finished dressing, which was good. Oh, shit. Cove would be there any moment, and you'd agreed to see his mom off together. Officially, the plan was that he would come over to bring you around his house when she was ready to set off, but you both knew that you'd be hanging out for at least a little while beforehand. Kyra's visit had troubled Cove when it first happened. It had been a sudden change, thanks to Mr. Holden's infamous tendency to surprise people. But once he was able to adjust, he'd been in pretty good spirits with her around. It was a relief for everyone. The next thought that crossed your mind was, it would only be polite to get the door for Cove. You couldn't wait to see Cove, so you went downstairs to meet him. Cove knew your house well enough. You could lounge in your room to wait for him. I mean, I guess I could wait for him downstairs. Yeah. You bounded, dismissed. You bounded down the stairs, your hand gliding over the rail. You wanted to make sure you got there first. If you didn't hurry, your moms might answer it. It's only a few minutes later when the doorbell rang. As you chosen to stand beside it to wait for Cove, there was no delay in pulling it open. Hey, Cove. Ooh, ooh. Cove was there just as you expected. Seeing you, he flashed up, I bet you did, a bright grin. Hey, Chris. Come on in. Once you stepped inside, you beckoned for him to follow you upstairs. Back up in your room, he sat down on your bed and waited for Cove to settle in as you knew he would. With other guests, you might have offered them a seat, but you and Cove were long past, what's up, T-Roy? We're long past those tentative stages of friendship. Your room was as familiar to him as his own. You watched as Cove sat down in your desk chair, his preferred spot. His preferred spot is in my bed, but okay. He rolled it closer to the bed to make it easier to chat, tweaking the angle so that he was facing you fully. Once happy with his position, he leaned in towards you, hands held in his lap. His actions weren't the one of someone who planned on moving from his spot anytime soon, even though you had an appointment to keep together that day. When is your mom leaving?
Don't worry about it.
We've got some time. She's still got to shower and stuff before she goes. She didn't want me to just keep hanging around while she was doing that. He lifted his head, his gaze drifting out through the window, and chuckled. I can't believe she's leaving already. Just when I'm getting used to her being there every day. He leaned back in his chair, a wry smile tickling his cheeks. Yeah, you nodded, she'll be back. Time goes by so fast. He cocked his head thoughtfully before shrugging. Oh, dang. He ran a hand through his hair before shaking his head as if shaking off the topic like a dog whipping off water following a dip in the sea. The conversation lapsed into another comfortable lull. Cove swung his feet underneath the seat of the chair, eyes resting on you. Having him over was so nice. No matter how you spent the time, you always felt better for being in his company. You couldn't help but adore him, both as a friend and in a way that plucked at your heart, a vague yearning for more. Maybe it was because summer was almost over that your feelings were rushing in on you now, like high tide at the end of a long day. What's up, Emma? Summer was such a meaningful time for the two of you. Not only because it was when you first met, but because it was a season that you could spend almost entirely as you pleased. And you both chose to spend it together. Oh my god, y'all are so cute. You wanted to let Cove how much you liked him. You didn't know completely what you felt. You were too scared to let him know. You weren't ready to admit it to Cove now. Yeah, we're too scared to let him know. Where you were now felt safe. It was good. You couldn't handle the possibility of messing it up. The two of you tried to find something to say now. Luckily, it didn't end up being that hard. This was a really nice summer. Ooh, totally. I'm glad we got to spend so much time together. Yeah. Cove, still nestled cozily in your chair, smiled at your response. How are your fish doing? Really good. Things in the tank are stable and everybody looks healthy. That was nice to hear. You learned from Cove how hard it was to maintain an aquarium. Zippy has been busy. Keeps starting between the plants and out again when I walk by. Like a game of peekaboo or hide and seek. Yeah. Cove idly glanced out the window. He gave a resigned sigh. It's gonna be harder to surf, with school. It's getting colder out. I don't want to get rusty. I don't know how I'm gonna go on without surfing. I like surfing, but I wish it liked me. I'm over surfing now. Surfing's cool when we can. Sorry, Cove. I don't know how I'm gonna go on without surfing. I like surfing, but I wish it liked me. I'm over surfing now. Surfing's cool when we can. Sorry, Cove. Surfing's cool when we can. It's too bad we can't make the most of the waves, but there's other fun stuff to do. Ew. He gave a light smile coupled with a shrug as a response. Chris, Cove! What's up, DDA? The sudden call from downstairs caught you both unaware. You nearly forgotten the world outside your room. From the guilty look on his face, Cove had done the same. Just had a call. Cove's mom is ready to go. If you're quick, she might keep the mandated motherly smothering to a minimum. You doubted at that, but it was nice that Mom and Miss Priest had their strange sense of humor in common. Your eyes met Cove's. Wordlessly, you headed downstairs together. Each step on the way there was painfully slow, like he was trying to delay the inevitable. Aww. His whole body tense leaving the house, and Cove froze altogether before you both could cross the street. The door is open. Dad must be taking her stuff out. He swallowed hard. She's really gonna leave. Oh, Cove. You smiled at him. You gave his pat a back. You rested your hand on his arm. Yeah. You felt a small shiver ripple through his body as the warmth from your hand sank in. Cove looked at you like he was hoping you had a solution for how he was feeling. And all you could do is give him an arm squeeze for support. Oh, jeez. Sorry. At that, some of the conflict pouring on his face eased a bit. Together, you went across the street and inside his house, finding his parents in the living room surrounded by his mom's packed things. Hey, handsome. Hey, Miss Mama. I still don't know how I feel about you, but hey, girl. I'm still side-eyeing the fuck out of you. Good timing. I just called the taxi. Oh, Cove. And hi, Chris. So glad I got to see you today. It was fabulous getting to know you this summer. I finally got to put a face to the name I've heard so many times. Ooh! She winked and Cove pouted on cue over the teasing. I hope you had a good time visiting. I'm really happy I got to meet you too. Hopefully it won't be long before we see each other again. Nodding, Kyra turned her attention to her boys. She patted Cliff on the arm with a warm smile, and then she enveloped Cove in a crushing hug. Initially, Cove squirmed to break free from her grip, but his mom was unfazed and kept him locked in place. Heartbeats later, he gave in and hugged her back tightly. What's up, Lisa? And I'm so happy this trip was a success. Cliff looked like he was bursting with pride. And then Cove stiffened. Kyra loosened her hold on him enough to steady his face concerned. She spoke her next words in a whisper that had been meant just for her son.
What do you think?
Do you want to unshelve it? Raising an eyebrow, Cliff watched them carefully. His smile began to falter. What's wrong? Ooh. Cove sighed and his gaze flickered over to you for a moment, and then just as quick it was back on his parents. It's alright.
Really?
Are you sure? I don't want to do it now. I can tell Dad later. Oh. Nervously, you watched the exchange with the growing suspicion that Cove didn't want to have that conversation while you were there. You wondered if you should offer to leave when Kyra gave Cove a pat on the head.
Alright.
You can always call me if you want me to be part of the conversation, okay? I'll call. Thanks, Mom. Cliff still looked baffled about what Kyra and Cove were referring to, but you watched as his shoulders slowly relaxed. You figured that he decided to wait for Cove to be ready to talk to him. And with Cliff's silence, things seemed to be settled for now. After that, it wasn't long before the taxi arrived, rolling up in front of the house and in clear view of the door. Kyra stood up, smiling sadly. Oh.
Wow.
Well, bro, my face is breaking out. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? I don't like this. Well, that's my ride. The matching reply got a chuckle out of Kyra as you all filed out the house. Father and son went with Kyra's bags in hands. Once outside, you spotted your family waiting by the street, and to your surprise, Derek was also with him. You stood uncomfortably, and he waved as soon as you noticed him.
What's up? Sorry.
You picked up anything. Sorry. Derek couldn't even look at Cove. He nervously kept rolling a pebble with the bottom of his
Sorry.
shoe. I wasn't even thinking that your mom would be leaving today. I'm sorry, dude. What? You're not interrupting anything. You are always welcome here. been sad if I didn't get to say goodbye before leaving. Derek kept saying got often, so it was inevitable that the two had met at some point this season. I think so too. It was apparent Derek would have preferred to have gotten there at a more opportune moment. He never liked seeming impolite, but their reassuring words soothed his worries. The tension he was holding into his body lessened, and he looked like he was feeling much more like himself. Bye, Derek. It was fun getting to know you. Aww. Aww. And that short amount of time, Cliff had gathered and packed the bags into the trunk. Kyra took one last look at everyone inside. What's up, Angie? All right, I don't want to keep the driver waiting. It's time to head out. The little crowd that had formed around started their chorus of farewells and well wishes traveling, but Kyra still made no move to get into the taxi. She placed her attention onto Cove. I'll call when I get to the airport and when I make it to Nevada. Hey Jade, also you better call the moment you walk in the door at home. Otherwise we'll be wondering all night if you got into trouble on the way there. I could do that. And could you call tomorrow too so I can tell you how school went? Aww. Of course. I want to hear all about it. Kyra put a hand on Cove's head and affectionately ruffled his hair one last time. She then let go, only to move on to squeezing his cheeks in her hands instead. Mom, I love you so much, baby. She was chuckling by the time she freed him and rounded things off with a small tap to the tip of his nose. Cove rubbed his face with a grin. Finally, she walked to the car while waving and took her seat in the taxi. Aw. Cliff hooked an arm around Cole's shoulder and kept him close as he began to pull away. For a moment, Cove looked up at his dad and then wrapped an arm across his back. Bye, Mom. Bye, travel safe. Aw. Kyra rolled down the window and stuck her head out of it. She waved again while blowing kisses at Cove and Cliff. See you again. Before she was out of sight, you decided to call out with your family and hers, wave goodbye, call out with your... No, we're just going to wave goodbye. As the taxi headed down the road, you stuck your hand in the air to send her off. The cab turned down another road and completely disappeared from view. Cove let go of his dad and took a few steps out into the empty street, still looking in the direction his mom went. Aww. He smiled quietly, deep in thought. You got the impression Cove was feeling better than he was earlier. He was finally content with the way things were. Yay! This roll. How bad is my face? How bad is my face? Oh yeah, look at that. You're breaking out, sis. That's a lot of pimples, sis. Why am I bringing out? I don't like that shit. Alright. Back to it. You nodded, you shrugged. Summer isn't over until the second I fall asleep. Yeah. That's what I was hoping to hear. Cole walked back over to the group, still genuinely happy. Derek grinned at him welcomely, and everyone else there smiled at him, even Elizabeth.
Well?
Hey, sexy ma. Mom clasped her hands together, bringing everyone's attention back to the present. It's almost lunchtime. I think I'll put something special together. Her eyes sparkled with a plan, and Mom smiled. I bet you could use some help with that. That'd be absolutely wonderful. Derek glanced between the two, his eyebrows furrowed. Is there something I could do? Your mom's exchanged a fond expression. Ma shook her head.
How sweet.
That's very sweet, Derek, but it's alright. It's not your job. Technically, your dad left you under Cliff's watch. You're meant to be taken care of by him, not doing chores for the neighbors. Okay. Mom laughed a little over her own joke. You watched Derek look away,
It's
discouraged.
okay.
It's okay. I don't mind. He was a little bashful about it. He wondered if Mom's joke had just reminded him that he wasn't initially meant to be invited to lunch. It was getting a little awkward. Mom grinned sympathetically. Her comment was meant to lighten the mood, not bring it back down. Ma tried again to get things moving forward. Why don't you kids go have fun? You all can come back in about an hour, and we'll make enough for everyone. Mom nodded in agreement.
Sounds good.
Another stunning idea, Lonnie.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Yeah, thank you. That sounds like a plan. I don't want to cramp your style. I've got some stuff to work on, so I will be out of your hair this afternoon. You should come by later too. No reason you should be the odd man out. Aw. Mom seemed amused as Cliff rubbed his neck nervously. He grinned a wavering but pleased
Thanks
smile.
very much.
I appreciate the invite. He looked over the assembled crowd with knowing glances. I can help too. With as many people as you're feeding, that's gonna be a lot of food. Didn't you hear what we told Derek? It wouldn't be fair to make you cook when we're the ones who are inviting you in. Ma raised an eyebrow when Cliff waved it off.
Come on.
I insist. Derek will be missing time with his pals. This will be a break for me. I'm quite the chef. Ma and Mom exchanged further glances before Mom shrugged. An airtight argument. If you're sure, we'll be happy to have you, Chef Cliff. Cliff's grin widened and seemed more hyped than you expected him to be about helping with lunch. Cole shook his head, a fond smile on his face. Then all of us grown-up people will be heading inside. I assume the rest of you kiddos are staying out? What's going on, Kayla? Maybe not all of them. Ma tilted her head, a silent question for Elizabeth. Your sister thought for a second. I'll stay with the kids.
Fantastic.
That's great. Both your moms smiled at her while Derek and Cove didn't seem to appreciate her phrasing. But with the plan decided, all three parents waved and headed for your house. It was just you teenagers now. Elizabeth looked at you and the others, a curious expression on her face. Okay, so what now? What's up, Laura? What's up, Liz? You silently wondered if Elizabeth only stayed out with you to avoid getting roped into work. Then again, she could just genuinely want to hang out. You couldn't tell with your sister. Cole spoke up after no one else did to answer Elizabeth's question. Want to go down to the shopping street? It's been a while, and I don't think there's a lot of other things we could agree on.
Awesome.
Let's do it. You strolled across the road as a group down to the beach and then to the left. Took less than 15 minutes to arrive, one of the conveniences of Sunset Bird. Before you looked around at the familiar shops trying to see if anything caught your attention this time. Derek was the most enthusiastic. He checked out every stall with his eyes wide with wonder. Elizabeth and Cove were in good spirits as well. There you go the street magician. What's up, Tisha? He ran over to a street magician who was currently doing a card trick for a group of enchanted tourists. Derek clapped when the magician showed a middle-aged man his card. What's up, Ebony? Derek turned back to the group with a curious gleam on his face. What does it take to perform here anyway? Do you have to ask somebody, or do you just show up and start doing stuff? Why do you even ask? It's a public street. Hey, Miss Mayor, can I pull a rabbit out of my hat? Please. Flopsy is well behaved, I promise. Derek chuckled, his eyes searching up and down the scene. Maybe there's a boss of the shopping street. No one does any of this around my neighborhood. It's just regular stores behind walls. It's different if someone wants a real store, but here I'm pretty sure people are just putting on their little shows whenever they want to do and whatever. Oh, Cove. What would we do? Well, I don't know what. Not yet. I mean, I just found out it's a possibility,
But
Well, there's gotta be something, cool stuff. And I'm sure if we think about it, we could plan a show that'll really get a crowd pumped. Yeah, no. Um, you gave a look at the other two. Derek continued to brainstorm out loud and did about different potential performances while you glanced over at Cove and Elizabeth. I mean, I can bounce a soccer ball in my head. Last time I tried, I got 8 bounces before it fell. Yeah, I wouldn't bring a ball here.
why?
Why not? Cove gestured to everything around the stalls, the people, all the colorful chaos that made up the shopping street. Would you want to chase a lost ball here? And what if it hit somebody? Even if you're good, someone else could bump into you. That's true. Derek thought about it some more, then he watched another performer, a woman doing tricks with two small dogs. One was fluffy and creamed color, while the other was a cool gray. The woman held up rings. Both animals jumped through the openings, happy to receive a treat at the end. Maybe I'll teach crabs how to race. It could work. With some amusement, the gang continued to peruse the stalls. Elizabeth found some earrings with a dangly, badly misprinted globe that everyone laughed at. Cole picked up a blob as Iceland, but Derek thought it had to be Greenland. This is a world with what looks like 9 continents. I think you're both wrong. Um, yeah, I stayed out of it. Suddenly, Cole froze. You stared at him and then tried to see what caught his attention. When you saw a familiar face down the way, it all made sense. It better not be Jeremy. Oh, of course it's Jeremy. Between the crowds, his bright hair stood out like a neon green bowl in a kitchen sink. It was Jeremy. His eyes slowly drifted. Oh, Lord, he definitely noticed us. Derek frowned and Cove sighed. Neither of them were happy to see him again. Yeah. You narrowed your eyes and projected your dislike. Elizabeth raised an arrow. Her eyebrow. Her gaze swept over Jeremy without a hint of a clue. Jeremy scuffed himself and waded deeper into the crowd of people. Derek relaxed and exhaled loudly. I'm glad he's not going to start everything. He peeked over at Elizabeth with a tiny smirk. See, that was the meat glitch. She still didn't get it. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Just forget about him. I already have. He laughed and Cove smiled lightly. Oh, he sees Elle. Why is made a move? Now that Jeremy was gone, your eyes wandered over to where Jeremy disappeared. You had forgotten the day you met him either. La 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 la. You mentioned the realization. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Zuri kicked at a rock. It clattered, then rolled. But I still think it's kind of sad Jeremy turned out to be, well, like he is. It would have been nice to make another run. Gold shook his head. He was clearly not broken up. Good riddance. Maybe he'll come out nicer. I'm happy it's over. Elizabeth rolled her eyes at the strange farewell to the odd boy, not interested in the slightest. She clearly didn't understand, and she didn't want to. You couldn't help but wonder, though, what would have happened if you would have interacted with Jeremy more. You were glad that you wouldn't find out. Jeremy was unlike anyone you had ever met before. Yeah, you thought it was horrible. You and the group moved on from the stall and from Jeremy. It didn't take long for everyone to return to the jogging. You all enjoyed what time you had left. As Elizabeth mentioned, the hour was almost up. The little trip had flown by, and lunch must be waiting for you by now.
Okay.
Let's get going so we can eat. I'm starving. I can't wait. I've had enough walking around. Homebound, here we go. Yep. Cole stretched one of his arms lazily. Let's go then. You looked at him appraisingly. Oh my god. Fucking. Hey, Cove. Could you carry me back home? What? Cove turned red, obviously flustered. You explain. Ooh, you didn't want to walk back. You told me it was a special occasion. You decided to let it go. I would have piggyback ride. Cove sighed and shook his head. Elizabeth and Derek became a chorus of laughter. Come on, Cove. It'll be fun. All right. Yes! Cove stepped over to you. He looked like he couldn't believe what he was doing. Your lips quirked into a large smile. Oh, yeah! He carefully crouched down in front of you so that you could climb on. It wasn't hard to hop on. He slipped his arms under your legs and did his best to lift you. It was a little wobbly, but he managed to stand all the way up. Elizabeth watched with a smirk on her face, while Derek laughed even harder. Oh my god, this is so cute. It was fair to say that your antics were entertaining. You were glad Cove went with it. Cove carried you home, but he seemed pretty bashful about the situation. He struggled with how much to grip around you, or whether or not he should try to reposition things. It was a pleasant walk home, and in no time you had made it back. Derek got the front door and held it open for everyone as you each moseyed inside. It was still in the kitchen. They looked up and waved. Welcome back. You made it just in time. Hope you're hungry. When Cove had brought you inside, the parents couldn't help but notice the odd conveyance. Your moms weren't sure, and Mr. Holden had raised an eyebrow. Did you pull something, Chris? I'm okay. Oh, Cove, you've gotten so strong. And reliable, too. What a guy. Cove rolled his eyes at the commentary. They started walking to your couch. He bent down, and you let yourself flop on the couch. Thanks for the lift. Cove exhaled loudly and shook out his arms. He just seemed relieved that he made it. So did everyone have a nice time out? She gestured. Plates and silverware. You took your seat, Elizabeth across from you. Derek took the seat to your left. Cove sat on your right. Oh yeah, we had a great time. It was fine. I had fun. Yeah, the big high sky. That's good in my book. Casually, Mr. Holden sat in an empty seat across from Cove. He smiled. Mom set down a platter full of water glasses. She looked down at the gathering. It's a good thing we have 8 chairs. I can't remember the last time we had a group this big over a meal. Can you pass the drinks? Sure. Those close to the cups oblige and start offering waters. Take your elbows off the table. Don't slouch. Yep. Oops. Not her. No, I cannot. Mr. Holden seemed unsure about the sudden attention and carefully rearranged his posture to something suitable for a fancy dinner. He smiled at Ma. Elizabeth rolled her eyes, and Ma gave a level look at her. You shouldn't be impolite to the house, to the guest. Elizabeth groaned, long and long-suffering. Ma giggled, and Mr. Holden chuckled. The lot of you could learn a thing or two from Derek. He has the best manners here. Derek blushed, but it was true. His posture was upright and formal. He even held his fork gracefully. It's table manners. I don't care about that.
Aw.
Nothing is true. It's always nice when you stay over. Derek smiled. Oh. Do you have anything to say about our other guest? Uh-oh, she looked deliberately at Cove. Or is there just nothing to say? Well, Cove is my number one, but he does still clean his hands by wiping them on his pants. Cove frowned at that and absentmindedly brushed his hands on his pant legs. Your mom's laughed. Elizabeth, you should know, after all these years, Cove is hardly a guest anymore. Manners, who cares? I don't think it's that big of a deal. You tease Cove for his bad habit. You complimented, you joked that Derek was basically an adult. You kept quiet and took a bite of food. Yeah. Your parents had made an excellent lunch. You took another bite and minded your business. Everyone ate their meal together and continued to hang out. You played games. You talked about the year. Time passed quickly. It was time to part ways. Aww. It'd be cool to stay, but we have some stuff to do before everything closes today. Yeah, could you move? I need the phone. Cove raised an eyebrow and Elizabeth impatiently gestured behind him. Cove realized he was standing in front of where the receiver had been placed. He sidestepped out the way, clearly thinking Elizabeth was rushing too much. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Yep. Okay.
Talk to you later.
See you later, Cove. We gotta do this again sometime. Yeah, see you. Cove turned to you and smiled. Bye, Chris. Oh my god. Yeah, we hug. You step forward and spread your arms wide. Cove only had a moment to react before you encircled him in your arms. Cove hugged you back tightly. And his chest rumbled as he laughed. His cheeks were slightly red, especially when he looked over and noticed Derek had watched the whole thing. Of course. Seriously, dude, we'll have to hang out later. I'm gonna miss you during school. He offered Cove a high five, and the two boys clapped their hands together. Cove and his dad left soon after that. Your parents started cleaning up the house, and Elizabeth was chatting on the phone. It was just me and Derek. He elected to stay outside in the front to wait for his dad. He decided to keep your guest company, although he was originally Cove's visitor. Light summer breeze blew through your hair, and Derek shifted his weight from foot to foot. Aww.
Well,
Uh-oh. Somehow you ended up at the Oak Park. Ooh, okay. What the hell? You're a little sad. Oh no, why are you sad? Well, yeah.
sucks.
It really sucks we go to different schools. Aw. What if we don't have time? Aw. You want to talk to me about something? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. What? I was just kind of wondering, do you like guys at all? Like, would you ever want to be with someone who was a boy? Sorry if that's weird to ask. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Um, um, yeah, I kind of don't want to talk about that. I kind of don't want to talk about that. Sorry for the random question. It's okay. Are you mad? No. I hope we'll always be friends no matter what. Even if we don't don't see each other or if we get really busy, I still hope. Uh, we're always gonna be friends.
Uh,
Aw. You like me, don't you? I know you like me. I know you fucking like me. I know you like me. That's the only reason why you asked that. You didn't spend much longer at the park after that. Derek didn't want to miss his dad, so you both made your way back to the street. After Derek went back home, you decided to settle in for the night. Oh, I guess I could call Lee, but I'm gonna take it easy. Oh, looking at the clock. There's 10 minutes until your moms will be insisting you have to go to bed. Stretch your legs out on a couch. Oh no. You spotted a figure on the hills. Uh-oh. Yeah. Fuck it. You went outside to meet off. You ran off to go see him. Ooh. Bitch, are we about to kiss? Oh my god, are we about to kiss? Cove turned. Ooh, hey. You had a bounce in your step. You weren't sure how long you get.
nothing.
Ooh. You were cute. What? I know how you feel. It's hard to stay still. Tomorrow's going to be the start of a new year. At the mention of school, a small noise escaped him. Oh. You laid down yourself. You sat on his chest. What? You laid down yourself.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry for being kind of awkward when my mom was leaving. You weren't awkward. Surprised, you stared at him for a moment. You weren't expecting that. I just wanted you to know that I talked to my dad about how I felt and things. It's okay now. Oh, it's me, huh? He snickered before answering. He looked thoroughly amused. That's what you do all the time, so I'm being you. You were stunned. He noticed to take note of it. I don't do it that much. Not being able to argue with his assessment. He felt bashful about his joke. Yeah. Aww. Go broke the quiet. Hey, I'll see you tomorrow. See you then. Oh my god. Aww. Damn it, we didn't kiss. Alright. It's okay. Yeah, I think we're excited. What the hell? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. If we don't fucking kiss, I'm fucking going to lose my shit. Ah, ah. Not y'all sneaking out the house to go to the beach. I can't. I fucking can't. I fucking cannot. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Are we gonna fucking kiss? Are we gonna fucking kiss? Oh my god. That's it? That's it? That's how it ends? That's how it ends? Oh. Damn it. That's how it ends. That's how it fucking ends. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Let's see. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're gonna keep the pink eyes. We're gonna keep the two-tone. Let's see. Actually, our hair has changed some. Oh, I like that. I like the buns too. Okay, bitch, we're gonna do the buns. No, no, no. We're older now. We're older now. So, ooh, do we got locks? I like the pigtails, but no. I like the high bun. I like the high ponytail. Oh, beaded is cute. Beaded is cute. But no. No. Oh! Mm. I like the braid. There we go. That's where we're going with. Bam. Well, we can't see anything. Oh, you got a headscarf. That's so fucking cool. Ooh. But none. Here we go. Plain. Oh my god, a nose ring? Bitch, I want a nose ring. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, we definitely have a nose ring. Silver, bam. Bitch, we got a nose ring. Done. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know what? Let me save this. Let me save this. Let me save this. Saving it. Saving it. Okay, are we in love now? I think we're gonna be in love. But, I am going to take it the fuck down. It's about to be 1 a.m. I am really tired. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna take it in. Tomorrow I will be back to do more of this game because yes, I think I am in love. I think I'm in love. Direct love. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love, darling. I think I'm in love. My feelings for Cole are in love. My comfort is love. We're direct. Love. Relaxed. Direct. Yeah, we are direct and in love. Yes. But that will be for fucking tomorrow. This was so much fun. I thank you all for everybody who has hung out with me tonight, this morning, last night, this morning, whatever. I'm going to see you sometime in the morning. Or maybe just in the afternoon because it's fucking Friday. We'll see. But I appreciate you all. Good night.